In this video, I'd like to show you a few of the resources we've built into the Graduate Pastoral Ministries website to help you with advising and to help students, and also show you how to navigate the materials we've developed for mentoring and advising students. So this is the revised version of the Pastoral Ministries website, and while the navigation may yet change because we've added in a lot of things and we're yet to kind of organize it properly, there are some things that will stay here, just maybe moving around, and I want to point those out to you. For example, in the student and alumni resources, if you go to academic resources, we walk students through everything from starting in the program to graduation, and you might want to familiarize yourself with this and direct students to it if they have questions about the program. They're often, especially in using Zoom or Camino or Google Drive, we have videos built in to help the students and you with that. And also in this Mentors and Advising section, we list you and tell students what to expect from you. Now, as an advisor, that is. Joe and I will be doing most of the advising. We have about 30 students each, but we are really grateful to the rest of you for picking up 1 to 5 students because it not only helps the students to have a variety of voices, but it really helps the program to have more people who are knowledgeable enough about the program to advise students responsibly. Now, I'd like to also show you that in terms of advising the students, the process is really similar to undergraduate advising. If you've done that, you can go to eCampus, go to the Advisor tab, and that'll pull up all your advisees. If you have undergrad advisees, they'll just be mixed in here in alphabetical order with your graduate ones. Now, your list should look a lot smaller than this, and the department will allocate undergrad advisees on the basis of how many you're covering for GPPM, so you won't get too heavy of a load. As usual, if you've done this before, you know, all you have to do is click on View Student Details in order to see information about your student. Now, we've given each of you a folder that has a printout from our database we've built that has current information about students' coursework right now and their past coursework, and also has a copy of their most recent transcript. I'm not going to show you any particular transcript now because I don't want that in a video. It's too personal. You can look at the transcript here, and you can also look at course history to see what courses the person has completed. The registrar hasn't let us do a degree audit or build a degree audit in yet, so we've built our own essentially, and we're keeping track of that with the students. Also, the database in which we do keep track of that, we print that out for you at the beginning of every year, and so it's in the folder for the student that we gave you, and there we have it organized, their coursework organized in terms of one column showing their foundational courses and the right column showing their completed electives, so that you can keep track of when they're at the midpoint in their review. We have one other way of doing that that we think will be helpful. We have shared with you a Google Drive folder for each of your advisees. And in this Google Drive folder, we have an advising form and checklist that we maintain for you, though of course you're welcome to update it too if you want. In this folder, we have an overview checklist that you and the student can see. Program staff, that is Lynn and Joe and myself, edit this upper portion, and we usually pop in and fill in the courses that a student is taking or has taken. And if it's red, it means that they haven't completed the course yet, so that's true for incompletes in past quarters as well as current enrollments. But if it's black, they've completed that course. And we've arranged this checklist to have the information about the mentor so that the student can contact you, as well as the basic information you might need to get in touch with them. Now, we've divided the courses in terms of foundational courses and electives because the mid-program review will be due after the student has completed 4 foundational courses and at least 4 foundational courses and 8 courses total. So you'll want to be keeping an eye on this to make sure that you're advising the student to get those 4 courses. They aren't elective heavy in the first half of their program. We want them to take that mid-program review, write that mid-program review essay pretty much at the 8-course point. So at that point, they should have 4 foundational courses completed. If they've done other coursework or have other trainings or certifications, encourage them to fill these in here so that you know what they are. And then down at the bottom of this checklist will be the opportunity for you to sign off on their mid-program review when you've completed the review and they've passed, and same with the capstone e-portfolio. Now, if you remember in their folder, there's also their advising folder, there's also a separate folder for their mid-program review and their capstone e-portfolio. If the mid-program review is approaching, this is the folder in which they will deposit all of their supporting papers and projects, and this is where you and they will see the directions for the assignment. Now here, the program staff, that is Joe, Lynn, and myself, will will fill in when the student is eligible for the mid-program review and when they've been notified. We indicate the general deadlines for submission. It's going to be the nearest deadline to when they've completed their 8 courses. And then when they've finished up their materials, they alert you by filling this in and emailing their mentor. And you do the same. You complete your evaluation and put in the date here, and then email the students so that they know that your evaluation is complete. You might want to alert us too. Here are the directions the student can follow for writing their essay and completing their materials. We also have a video on the academic resources part of the website to show them exactly how to do this. We walk them through these directions and these links here to documents that might help them. Learning goals and objectives for each of the courses, or for the whole program, and then the curriculum map showing which goals and objectives are relevant for the courses they might have taken. And then down here, the student is responsible to fill in the title of the course that they are going to be using for their mid-program review. They have to pick 5 of their 8 courses, and 3 of these have to be foundational courses. They write the title of the course here, like PMIN 201, Fundamental Theology, and down in the gray bar they put the title of the paper that they are completing. And then here they choose the learning objectives, not goals, but one of the 2 objectives underneath each goal to cover for that course, the paper in that course covered, and that they'll be writing about in their overview essay. They do that for each of these, and we also tell them how to link the title of their paper to the supporting paper that they've uploaded in this folder. So that's on them to fill that out. When you're done evaluating, you're going to fill this out, and they might also write some comments to you on this sheet. Now, the other thing in that folder is the rubric that you will use to evaluate their paper. This is essentially a spreadsheet in which you will give them a score based on not this number here, which is really just the weight, but basically the 0 to 4, 4.0 grading scale. So if they mastered this objective, you would give them a 4. If they mastered this objective, even though it's worth more, you give them a 4. That's mastery. Same with all of these. Even though these are not worth as much, they're still graded on the 4.0 scale. So if they presented it very well and got it in on time, these would each deserve a 4. And then you would write some comments down here. Now, for most of you, this won't be happening anytime real soon, but that's just what you'll need to do. And we'll have some training sessions to make sure that we're all on board as you approach the point of having to evaluate a student paper. The folder has also It also has a capstone e-portfolio folder, which they'll do the same process for their capstone. The directions are a little bit different, but the process is the same. Still the same areas on top to fill in, still the links to things that they might find useful, still a section they fill in about the course title, paper title, and the learning goals that they've are demonstrating through the supplementary artifacts, and then a space for you to comment. The rubric is a little bit different, but it's laid out the same way, and so when you're ready to evaluate the student's paper, you'll score it on a 1 to 4.0 scale and fill in some comments below. So that is how the scoring works for those papers, but generally it's this overview advising form and checklist that you'll be using to advise the students. And so just keep up with them filling it in. I think they can fill in this section, but only you and the program staff can actually designate that it's been completed. And there are other protected areas, for example, down here where you sign off, only you and program staff can actually sign off there. The students can't edit that particular window. So again, we will have sessions to help you with advising, to learn how to use these materials, to answer any questions you have, and especially to help you with the evaluation of student papers so that we're all roughly doing the same thing. Thank you again for your willingness to work with us and work with our students closely to advise them through the program. And please don't hesitate to contact Joe or Lynn or myself at any point if you have any questions.